Welcome to People, Places, and Things with Skip Nichols, a podcast fueled by curiosity, conversation, and maybe a good pour. Each episode will dive into the things that make life interesting: travel, collecting, hobbies, bourbon, cruising, pop culture, current events, and whatever else catches my attention. No yelling and no lectures, just thoughtful discussion, a little humor, and real conversations with real people about the stuff we actually enjoy. So pull up a chair, settle in, and let's talk about people, places, and things. What's up, everybody? This is Skip Nichols, aka Professor Skip, and this is our inaugural episode of People, Places, and Things with Skip Nichols. I have got some amazing View Askewniverse friends online with me tonight as we record this first episode, and we're going to dig into a cruise that we all ended up on together. For all of us, this was the second time. So let me ask you something, folks. At what point in life do you look at your calendar, look at your bank account, and say, you know what sounds very responsible in my Gen X life? Getting on a cruise ship with a couple thousand people who can quote clerks word for word. And then you actually do it. Welcome to the episode where a handful of grown adults with mortgages, careers, and at least a little bit of lower back pain voluntarily boarded a floating Askewniverse convention, and it was amazing. We weren't there for the sunshine and umbrella drinks, although there were lots of those had too. We were there for the nostalgia, the black t-shirts, the flannels, for the inside jokes that only make sense if you survived the 90s on a VHS tape. We went on the Jay and Silent Bob's Crew Askew too. And somewhere between late night panels, questionable buffet decisions, and watching Kevin Smith hold court on the high seas, something really weird happened. It stopped being a theme cruise and it started feeling like summer camp for Gen X. So today we're breaking down what it was like, what surprised us, what made us laugh, and why grown adults will absolutely pay good money to feel like they're 19 years old again, even if it's just for 4 days. So let's set sail into the episode. I want to welcome Vincent Soprano, Curtis Stang, Tammy Harvey, Jen Kaminsky, and Dawn Falk. Thank you, guys.
What's up, Skip?
Thanks, Skip.
Thank you guys for jumping on with us. So I'm gonna get us started with a conversation, and we'll start with Vincent first, and I'll just run through as you are on my grid. I'm not trying to do the guys first. That's just the way y'all are showing up on my grid. So, and we'll cut Curtis off if he talks too long. So everybody will have plenty of time. So what made you say yes to getting on this cruise?
I mean, I've done just about everything you could possibly do. That's Kevin Smith related. Being someone that was born and raised in the LA area, lots of opportunities to do his stuff, and being as big of a fan as I am, I mean, you know, I'm one of the people that tatted. Oh, the screen's screwing up the tat. You know, that's inked with Kevin Smith on his arm. Of course, I'm going to do the cruise. The first one was an absolute blast. To me, I kind of got the same feeling going on that cruise as I used to get going to San Diego Comic-Con. Like I used to call, you know, San Diego Comic-Con like my Disneyland, you know, a place where you could go where everybody's like-minded and you're all kind of there for the same stuff. And, you know, like you said, there's inside jokes and everybody's relatable and you kind of all get along. And that's what the cruise was to me, but even better in the Comic-Con because it's just Kevin Smith. It's just View Askewniverse. I would never go on a cruise normally, but I went on this one. You know, both times.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, it's family. It's Kevin Smith family. No matter who you bump into, you know, you can spark up a conversation, you can dance, you can drink, you just have an absolute blast. So aside from just the fandom, you know, the people itself, I mean, that's what I went for.
That's awesome, dude. What about you, Curtis?
I second what Vinny said. I agree. I went on. This is not my. This was the second cruise Askew I went on. But I've been on multiple cruises before. But just over the last going on 8 years. 'Cause my first cruise I went on was my honeymoon. But no, I've been a huge fan since. For anyone who can't see my background, I have all posters of Kevin Smith in my office. I've been a fan since high school of all of his movies. But yeah, I think that the first cruise I feel like was so much fun, and this one was too. But I think this one was cool because the first time around, a lot of the people I met were Facebook friends, and they were people I really hadn't met in person. So I'm like, I don't know if these people are crazy or whatever. And I mean, I met some people who were questionable who I didn't talk to on the cruise the second time around. But like, for example, everyone in this group, I've all got to meet in person the last time and this time. So it was kind of fun that you had like Vinny was saying, that you had like the convention aspect, but then you also had like the hanging out too. Like I've been on a bunch of other cruises, and I've like always thought that like the silent disco was lame, but I realized it was lame because you didn't have a group of people to do it with. Like if it's just you and like your wife, it's not as fun. But if you have a whole bunch of group of people doing it, it was awesome. That was really cool. Because that was something that I'm just like, I don't get it. But the coolest thing about it is that you can just take your headphones off and talk. But yeah, I had a blast. It was great. And I keep trying to describe it to my friends who haven't been on it or who aren't big Kevin Smith fans. I'm like, it's basically like, I said it's like convention meets like comedy, like a comedy festival meets like a meet and greet. And just like Vinny was saying too, just like I always like on when you're in a convention, if you're in line for like to meet somebody from Spider-Man, you know the guy to the right of you in line and the guy to the left of you. But here it was everywhere. And I remember first when I learned about Six Man is they did like the Impractical Jokers cruise. And that was something that I like Impractical Jokers, but I'm just like, man, if they did a Kevin Smith cruise, I would do it. And then they announced that a few years later, and I'm just like, yeah, it's awesome. And my wife I should have her step in because she's one who's not a Kevin Smith fan, but now has been on 2 cruises. And she goes because she's like, oh, I'll get the spa package. And then she does different things. And I've dragged her even on stage to get married on, if you guys want to listen to that, that's on Jay and Silent Bob episode 200.
That's awesome.
she's like, why were you nervous? She's like, this is just some B celebrity. All right, I'll shut up and let the next guys talk. Yeah, it was a great time. I loved it.
Thanks, Curtis. What about you, Jen? What was your go-to reason?
Well, my main reason is the community and to spend time with friends that you normally wouldn't get to see otherwise. I'm luckily very close to Red Bank and Atlantic Highlands. I'm only like an hour and a half away. So I do have that pleasure of going over kind of whenever I want to, since Kevin does come over a lot since he bought Smod Castle. So for my main reason is definitely for the community and to see people that I normally wouldn't get to see because they don't come to Jersey.
That's awesome. Now, Jen, tell us a little bit. You're also heavily connected in that Kevin Smith club fan club. So tell us a little bit about your introduction into that and your role.
So I would always go to Kevin Smith events by myself. I didn't have friends growing up who liked the same things I did, whether it be Green Day, other punk rock music like My Chemical Romance. I know that's more emo, but like Rancid, Operation Ivy, Big D and the Kids Table, whatever it might be. I didn't have people who liked the same things I liked. So I was going to Kevin Smith shows by myself for a very long time. And then I started meeting people in line because we're all there for the same reason. We should be friends at the end of the day. So I started hosting, quote unquote, events before, after the show, where I would put out on social media, hey, if you guys are attending the show and would like to get together at Harborside, one of the local bars, hit me up, let's get together and hang out. And then eventually when Kevin started that Kevin Smith Club, I was doing these events anyway, and he was like, oh, well, can we make them official for the club? And if you're a club member, you pull people's names, they attend the event, and we'll do something special for them. And that's how I got involved with that Kevin Smith Club.
That's awesome. Now I have to also admit I've known 4 of you since the first cruise, but honestly, Jen was the first View Askew fan that I met in the real world at an event. I had not done any events really, other than just, when he would come to town, I'd go see him at my local venues and stuff like that. But I decided that I was going to make a pilgrimage to the cradle of civilization, Red Bank, New Jersey, Atlantic Highlands, all that area. And I went up and did a solo tour one time, and then went back for the 25th anniversary Stash Bash. And I can absolutely attest that I was standing in line, knowing no one at what became Spod Castle Cinemas, and Jen struck up a conversation. She was super friendly, invited me in. I've met so many people from that event through Jen. And Jen, we really appreciate what you've done to kind of wrangle us all together, get us in the same rooms, get us in the same theater lobbies and local bars and places and things that you've done for us. And we especially thank you for that great meetup that we had on this cruise askew. That was so freaking amazing. So thank you so much for that.
I'm so glad I'm not on camera because I would be like tearing up and crying. So I'm so glad I'm not on camera. Thank God.
Yeah, you're a lot of the glue that holds us together. You're a lot of the glue that holds all of us together, and we certainly appreciate what you do. So Tammy, what got you on board? What got you going?
Well, I was on the first cruise, and I was at Chronicon in October, where I met several of you. And long ago, before social media, I was kind of doing the same thing Jen was doing when Kevin would come to Chicago for Wizard World back in the day. And I built a community relationship with a lot of fans who were on the original whiteboard for Kevin. I was at Stash Bash 2, not the 25th anniversary, the second one that happened. So I'm still a huge fan of Kevin. I still follow him a lot. So going on the cruise was kind of a part of the original Tammy Year of Yes in 2024. And the Year of Yes is continuing into 2026. So I don't say no to a lot of things that involve travel or fun or fandom. So that's why I'm here.
That is great. Thank you so much. And thank you for doing everything you were doing back in the day. I mean, I don't know how many of us, maybe 2 or 3 of us are old enough to remember the old bulletin boards and that sort of thing. But yeah, thanks for everything you were doing even back then. That would have even been before MySpace. So we're talking in the Wayback Machine there. Dawn, what got you on board? I know you love to cruise.
Well, originally I did like the Kevin Smith meet and greets with the movies when he would tour with them. I did a couple in Chicago, a couple in Milwaukee, went to like the J comedy shows, but the main did a lot of other rock cruises before they ever announced the Jay and Silent Bob one. And then it was just an easy transition to go to something else I love to watch with the Kevin Smith stuff. Like, well, if they're doing a cruise, I'm going on that one.
Absolutely. So for me, it was, I really got out of my shell, like I said, when I made that first trek up to Red Bank, and I went in October of, I think it was 2016, and there was like no one in town. There was nothing going on. I walked in like the nerd I am and just said, "Hi, Walt Flanagan. Hi, Mike Zapsik. Hi, Brian. I'm a Kevin fan. Show me around." And went around, saw some of the sites. I had pulled some of the sites and saved them on a 3.5-inch floppy disk off of the old board. And I broke out an old computer to pull those off of there in 2016 to be able to go and go around and see the places that I went and saw, and had an amazing time. But I didn't really deep dive into the fandom. You know, I grew up with the movies, but I didn't really deep dive into the fandom until I saw the first Evening with Kevin Smith on Stars in 2003. I'd been on the boards and kind of that, but I'd never like done a deep dive into everything he was doing, and the way he was able to handle a crowd, and the way he was able to just make his life and that world that he created so relatable to me. As my first job was in a mall, so I grew up either being a mall rat or Shannon Hamilton, one or the other.
Video rental store right here.
Depending on which way I was going. But
I worked at Blockbuster.
Hollywood Video.
Boom, love it. But when they announced the first cruise, I was like, no, I like cruises. I love Kevin Smith, and it was a no-brainer. It was, as soon as my booking time opened, within 3 minutes, I had everything set up. And again, only knew a handful of people that I had met at the Stash Bash 25th anniversary. And then all of a sudden, I'm on this huge cruise ship with a bunch of people that love the same things I do. Meeting people from all across the country, all across the world. I mean, we had some Australian people and England and from England and everywhere on that first cruise. And you just got to meet so many people and from all walks of life that love some of the same things you do. And I'm like, I've got to do it. And then when the second one came up, I'm in. And if a third or a fourth or a fifth ever comes up, I'm going to keep my credit card on file. Go ahead and hit it. I am going. So let's talk about maybe some of the best moments or core memories that might not be riddled with tequila fumes. What were, and we'll start with Don on this one. What was your personal highlight, funniest moment, core memory that you walked away with from Cruise Askew 2 that was so special?
I mean, I think just getting on the boat and like before anything ever started happening, we sat down kind of in the right of the entryway. I forget the name of the bar that's right there or whatever. And just started seeing people that I had met before. So getting to see everybody again. And we met a couple new people standing there too. So it was kind of fun. Before anything ever started happening, just getting to see people we hadn't seen in 2 years.
Yeah.
I had seen some of you guys at Chronicons, but not everybody made it to the Chronicons.
Right. Yeah, I know a lot of people had to choose one or the other for work reasons or financial reasons or vacation reasons or whatever. And it's, as much as I love Chronicon, it feels so much more special on the ship for some reason. It just feels you get more time to be closer. You don't have to get Ubers everywhere to go out and have a good time, and you just meet all your friends. So that's awesome.
I compared Chronicon, that I like Chronicon, but I compared that to Disneyland versus Disney World.
There you go.
The cruise at Disney World.
Absolutely.
They're both awesome, but one's better than the other.
So Tammy, core memory for you.
Oh boy, I've been thinking about this for a while, trying to remember what it could be. I may have forgotten the core memory, to be honest.
The waiter at Close Them Out.
Oh boy, I'm not gonna lie. I had forgotten about it until I saw the video you posted, Vincent, and then I was.
Which I've shown everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I'm gonna try to
internet's forever.
Jeez. No, I think honestly for me, it was being in that main dining room in the buffet, and just sitting and chatting and laughing about nothing or everything, like 15 different times. There was one night when we were sitting in there, and it was Dawn and Amy and me were left. And Dawn told me this story that made me laugh so hard I cried for a solid 8 minutes. And so just being so comfortable with people that you get along with and have this shared interest with. And it is kind of like summer camp. Like everybody's there. You can't go anywhere, right? I couldn't really escape. I could hide, but I couldn't really escape because we're on a ship. So just having that kind of connection and being able to relax and enjoy and laugh and experience things together was the biggest piece of yay for me.
That's awesome. Kaminsky, what about you?
Definitely seeing people that we haven't seen in 2 years since the last cruise, and meeting up with people that you've seen more recently. But yeah, it feels like summer camp. It feels like a really fun vacation. I also got the chance to help someone get engaged. One of my new friends that I met on the boat, and it turned out that she was the big Kevin Smith fan. Not him. She was a huge fan, like down to the podcast and everything. So that was such a pleasure to make her dream proposal come true. I didn't get to go to either of the Chronicons. I would personally always pick the cruise if I had to pick one, because of the atmosphere, the tropical vacation that you get to go on, where Chronicon is just kind of like another con, unfortunately, in my opinion. And because I'm so close to Jersey, it just doesn't make sense for me to go to Chicago unless I'm doing fun Chicago things.
Right.
Yeah, the cruise is definitely above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, yeah, Disneyland versus Disney World, man. That's what it's like. But they're still both awesome. They're still good times.
Yeah. I think, not just circling back weird, I think one of my favorite things about the last Chronicon was the dive bar run with Ming. That was a lot of fun. But you kind of get to experience that on the ship every night. I mean, because, you know, Ming's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the neighbor nobody knows about, and then he's just everywhere you look, there he is. Because he definitely wanders around and makes himself available to everybody. And I think for me, my core favorite crazy memory, as far as just the fun part, not maybe the shenanigans and stuff we might get into a little later. But when they, on that the last night when they did the Morris Day and the Time concert, and Kevin J, they recreated the end scene of Strike Back. That was like an iconic. I'm getting chill bumps now even thinking about it. That was like such an iconic memory for me when I first saw it in the movie, and then thinking back to what that song was meant for me as an idiot, gap-toothed teenager. And now having it come full circle, and just the nostalgia factor of that alone made the cruise for me. It was totally amazing. What about you, Vinny?
Oh, holy shit, me. I mean, everything you all said. But I was kind of everywhere on this cruise, and I kind of did everything. So I don't really have one. I could do a top three.
Okay.
I mean, Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, and railing Jason Mewes from behind will definitely be a memory.
I got to send you that video.
Yeah.
I also have that video.
Thank you. I need a few angles of that. So there's that one. I'm not a dancer. I'm not somebody who really gets out of my shell to dance. But I had an absolute blast at Shut Up and Dance.
Okay.
It was like that one. It's just the perfect situation to feel comfortable in. For somebody who's, can be kind of, more introverted, to just feel at home and just let loose. So that was absolutely awesome. But the number one for me was definitely just randomly getting picked for the script reading with Jason Lee and Ethan Suplee, and being Carla, and having on video the 15-second applause break that I got for one line, 3 words. Well,
For the reading of My Name is Earl episode, for anyone who didn't catch that.
Yeah.
That was an awesome experience. And I
Yeah.
just saw it happen. I can't imagine being up there.
I was sitting right next to you, Skip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was absolutely surreal. I mean, even the video, you can see Jason Lee stop and clap.
Oh, yeah.
Just, I still get goosebumps right now just thinking about it.
Oh, yeah. When you break Jason Lee, you've done something.
Yeah.
When you make him break, that's awesome.
3 words. All I said was 3 words.
All it took.
I don't know if it's the script or me or both, but I'll take it. Whatever it was absolutely amazing. I mean, that was worth, everything that it cost to get on that boat or schooner or whatever. Yeah, amazing.
It's kind of funny. I was telling you guys before we got online that I'm traveling for work this week and I'm stuck in a hotel room in Mobile, Alabama. And last night I was watching old episodes of My Name is Earl, and the wedding episode was the next one in my Netflix queue. And it was just it might not have been Netflix. I can't remember where I'm watching it, but anyway, it was the next one up, and it just felt so right that we had just seen that done, and I'm like, I don't remember watching this episode recently, but it seems so familiar, and I'm like, oh yeah, so it just jumped out. So yeah, you did a great job. You did a great job, Curtis. What about you, Ed?
Like what you guys are saying, I second. But that was the other cool thing too. Just like they say, if I remember my nieces were in a play and I went to it and I'm like, this is amazing. It was kind of cool seeing Vinny up there and other people you knew up on stage. And even it was kind of cool too that you had many celebrity moments, like meeting the couple that got engaged up on stage. You got to talk to and stuff. But yeah, for me, I second the Shut Up and Dance was awesome, which I didn't think I would enjoy. And then also too, my goal this time was to get a picture with Ethan Spiley and Jason Lee, and I got to do that, as well as I got to ask both of them a great question, and I got to do my Mickey voice again for Ralph Garman. Vinny pushed me up to go up on stage, which I had no problem with.
Which he killed, by the way. He was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know if you're allowed cursing on this.
Oh yeah, we're not a child friendly podcast, so
yeah.
we have the exclusive rating.
Curtis, up there with Ralph, and back and forth banter with a master of improv such as Ralph Garman, and Curtis was absolutely on fire.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that I made him laugh. That and for anyone who wasn't at it, they had people, he was talking about voice acting he did a seminar about, and then asked if anyone else did voices. And we got our dog during COVID, so we were around each other a lot, me and my wife. So I started voicing my dog, and it was basically the voice of Mickey. So I'd just be like, oh, hey, how's it going, guys? But I always did sad Mickey because my dog was a rescue. So I always said he was from the streets, and we didn't know his story at all. So I'm like, yeah, I'm from St. Louis. And the line that I always say to my wife that makes her laugh, that made Ralph laugh, I'm like, I always like to just make up his backstory. I'm like, yeah, one time I fucked a raccoon. And just weird things like that I like to say. And he was laughing too about me, different things I was saying. But yeah, that was awesome. And yeah, I just had it was just a great time this time around. And being that you know what to expect kind of. And even also too, what I learned last time is I didn't do an excursion this time because I just wanted to enjoy that. The day on which I got to hang out with you guys, which you didn't mention, but one of my memories that I had too is we went to just some random bar in Cozumel, and Vinny and Skip shared a drink that was the size of my wife's head. And
I had a little bit of it.
Yeah, I had a little bit of it too.
And I think your wife got in on it a little bit too there.
Yeah, she did, definitely. And I love that they had a stripper pole there. And even though I was a little tipsy, but we both took a picture, which I would like to frame. So those are hilarious pictures. And it was just a great time. It was just so cool. That it was just, everybody was so easy to access people. But yeah, that was the thing too that was just amazing this time, that the first time around it was you were excited to see the celebrities, but this time it was almost like you were excited to see your friends too. Right. And it felt like you're all part of the group. And the fact that certain people, like you said, Ming literally is someone who is a fan, who then got a job with Kevin Smith, and you see he still is a fan. He even posted today on Facebook that his goal was to get people to sign his movie shoes, which I'm just like, that if he was like thinking he was above it, you wouldn't be asking people for autographs and things like that too. So he's still definitely one of us.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Ming is going to be on, I think, 2 or 3 episodes from now. He's going to be on talking about his journey from fandom to employee.
Oh,
and what that looked like. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and he's like he's the nicest guy. And also too, I've thanked him multiple times. I'm now 41. I'll be 42 this year. But when I turned 40, my wife was on a business trip and wasn't able to be there for my birthday. So to say happy birthday to me, she got me a cameo from Jay, which of course, you know, Jason Mewes is just, he's quoting the movies, and it was still very nice. But Ming's though, she also then picked Ming as well. And Ming's like got really serious, and like he gave me like really nice advice about like turning 40. And like I like went to him like, you didn't have to do that, but like he talked for like I think at least 10 minutes, like just giving advice about life. And he was at an airport going to some other con, and like it was just like a very down to earth guy. It was super cool.
Yeah, he's just such a super cool guy. Let's get into the.
Did you do Don? Did we do Don?
Did we do Don? Don went first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Don went first that time. I was the last one. Yeah, I was trying not to overtalk.
Vinny, I'm worried about your memory.
I'm worried about all of our memories.
Yeah, too many hits from high school football.
I'm hoping our fuzzy memories will make this next section a little less embarrassing for all of us. Let's talk about shenanigans.
No, I don't want to talk about shenanigans. No, thank you.
Are we talking about the restaurant from the movie Waiting?
Well, we're not talking about any kind of those pineapple related people.
Oh God, no.
Shenanigans or anything, but you know, because this will still be on YouTube too, so you know some younger people may run across it. So let's not go into too weird of crazy stuff. But let's talk about what just kind of your Jay and Silent Bob moment. That you were either Jay or you were either Silent Bob, and you just did something that was just crazy.
Do you want me to go first?
Anybody?
I don't know. I'll I had a really good time hiding the little Jesuses around the ship.
Was that you?
Yeah.
I thought it was you.
I mean, there was a few people that knew I was doing it, but for the most part, I kept it on the down low. Other than that first day with Morris Day and the Time, and hiding the little Jesus in the guy's pocket because he was too drunk already.
Oh boy.
Would that be the kilt guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needed a little Jesus in his life.
He did.
Like,
He did.
at that moment.
He did, and he got it. I don't know if did he ever. I know we ran into him several other times. Did he ever mention if he found it?
I told him about it on the last day. Like, did you ever check your pockets from the first day? So he might
was having
have
a great
now.
time.
He was. Yeah. He was having a very good time.
So I think my most embarrassing shenanigan / Jay and Bob moment is I'm very much 16-year-old Jay from Clerks, not wanting people to see me dance. And the last night I didn't care. I didn't give a shit. I was just like, here we are. We're going to have fun. And I just pretended in my head that Lunchbox hit the button. Everybody went inside. And I just danced, I guess, to sound way too corny and nerdy, I danced like nobody was watching, but everybody I think was. And I'm way too old and way too non-rhythmic to be in that position. But it's amazing what a little happy juice will do for you to get you out of your shell.
That was the best prom I've ever been to.
It was. I mean, it was so much fun. So much.
It was a lot of fun, and it was just the fact that, like, I felt like like everybody came out to that one, because I know they did another night, and I think I just walked past it and I didn't participate the other time they did it. But that last night, because everyone's just like, because that's exactly how it was the first cruise too, that they had. The last event was DJ Jeff Anderson, or DJ Jazzy Jeff Anderson's last night.
Yes.
And the same kind of thing too, where you could see people didn't want to end the cruise, and it was just so much fun. Like, and the fact that like you could listen to whatever music you wanted, and then, but the coolest thing about that is you could just take the headphones off, and then you could have a regular conversation. Where if you're at a regular club like that, you can't. You're screaming at the top of your lungs. But the funny thing was, I lost my voice after that because you are talking so loud. Where the other things I was at, I was not yelling that loud.
Yes, I won't mention any names, but a few people said, like, "Why are you talking so loud?" Because I couldn't hear me. Not at all. But the other cool thing was when you took them off and you saw everybody jumping up and dancing and bopping around and singing 3 different songs at the same time. It was like utter beautiful chaos.
Or like Don was listening to people, listening to us screw up the lyrics.
You knew what everybody was singing.
Yeah, that was part of the fun. Was the people watching and listening part of the shut up and dance.
I think I was coming.
People know the chorus, but not the lyrics.
Well, come on.
I was coming in and out of there by you guys, and then I was going up by the bar and talking with people also. So like I was kind of doing both that last night, just because this is the last night we're going to spend with them, you know?
Yeah. And that's one of those nights that you hate. There's so much fun happening, but then also, you know, you've got to be up at the butt crack of dawn to vacate your room and all of that. And there's a lot of weighing going on in your head about how late do I stay up? How late can I sleep before they throw me off this boat? And there was a lot of math going on in my head about that. And I stayed till they told us we had to leave. So.
I did much better this time than I did in 2024. In 2024, they were banging on my door and telling me to get out. I had quite the night before in 2024. This year's shenanigans were nothing compared to 2024 for me, because I was using a lot of happy juice to loosen me up because I didn't know anybody on the cruise.
There you go.
So it was tame comparatively. I'm not gonna lie.
Jen, any shenanigans on your side you want to share with us?
Well, I would say that for 2 of the days, I think I went to bed at like 7 or 8 a.m. and then I woke up at like 1, because this time around with that extra day, there was actually time to eat or like go back to your room and lay down for a minute, or like sit and have a conversation with somebody that's not at an event.
Right.
So I used my mornings to sleep, and many of the nights closed down the event and then closed down the Irish bar that was upstairs with a bunch of great friends. But for the last 2 nights, I kept calling myself the final girl, because I was like going to bed and I was seeing people like getting up for the day. So
that's awesome.
I slept at the airport. I was trying not to sleep at the airport so I didn't miss my flight. I slept on the plane, thankfully, and then as soon as I got home.
Yeah, I actually arranged ahead of time at my hotel back in Tampa to have a 10 a.m. check-in. And because I knew I was going to need to go somewhere and sleep. So, yeah, that was a thing. And I did. I went straight to the hotel, slept for 8.5 hours, and got up. And the sad part is when I got up, there was no breakfast buffet. But one of the best things about this cruise too, and I didn't even realize this last time, is that like 11 o'clock they turn it to that midnight buffet or whatever, where they've actually got breakfast and those little sandwiches and stuff like that. And I ate way too much pizza at night. But the food and the friends and the fellowship just hanging out was just freaking amazing.
No, that was cool.
Shenanigans.
Are we going to talk about Cozumel?
I said I didn't want to talk about it.
So really,
I almost think if you don't talk about it, it lets people think more about what happened.
Is it going to be a type of thing where what happened in Cozumel stays in Cozumel?
Exactly.
Number one for me in Cozumel, we had the best server.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
We had the
For
absolute
sure.
best server ever.
What was the
And
name of that place again? It was something chili.
Al Chile. Al Chile.
What was it? Al Chile?
Yeah. AL like Alabama. Chile.
I think that server loved us because he probably made a couple days pay.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
here's how much of
They
that
see all those
margarita I
gringos
drank.
come up. They know they're going to get some money.
Yeah. You guys remember that really cute Coach bag that I bought
Yeah.
at that store? That's not a real Coach bag. That's
Well,
how drunk I got.
Oh, we
I
knew
knew
that.
that.
We thought you knew that.
I knew that.
No.
Okay.
I knew that.
I did know it. I just, when I got back to my room, I thought, oh, that is such a cute, I'm so glad I got that bag. And then I looked at it closer and went, yeah, that's definitely not real.
Yeah.
Did I think
I'm
it
not an
was
expert
real?
of that. My wife was like saying, she's like, does she know that's fake? And I'm just
Yeah.
like, she's having a good time. I wasn't
I was
going to
having a
spoil
good
your
time.
fun.
Right.
You know what? I walked around with it in LA when I went to on my work trip right after, and nobody noticed.
No.
My
Yeah, it
boss
still
was
looks
like,
nice.
"You
Yeah.
got the cherry print Coach bag," and I was like, "Sure,
Yeah.
I did."
Yeah.
As far as you know, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it doesn't like fall apart in your hands, have fun with it, you know? It still looks
I
nice.
mean, the dead giveaway in the store was the charms that came with it because those were so not real. It was
80%
You're like, I
of the
got a
Coach bags
version
in
of
LA are fake, anyways.
what were you saying, Jen?
You're like, I got a version of
I
it.
got a version of it.
That's right.
Yeah. And from far
Um,
away, it looks real.
So I only had service when we were in Mexico, and the other shenanigan that I got up to, and even Dawn knew something was going on because I just kept telling people, like, trying to make magic happen. I got service when we were in Mexico, and the night prior, the gentleman whose name was Kitty, who wanted to propose, asked if I could like just do something. And I was like, oh my God, I got it. So I texted Kevin to be like, hey, this girl's the huge fan. Can we set something up? And he was like, absolutely. Let's do it during the script reading tonight. Like, I'll say that I need you to pick 2 people. We'll bring you guys on stage and we'll do it then. So you guys passed me in Mexico too, which was hilarious because I see Tammy's purse and I also see that she's excited about it. And I'm also like, but she knows it's fake. And I see Vince with his huge frozen drink.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had 2 drinks in his hand, maybe.
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought
had
so.
that yard drink. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
leftover. It wasn't even a cup. It was that thing they use in restaurants to like put sauces in and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how much margarita we had left over.
Well, when we had a few of us had those to-go koozie sports.
Yeah,
water
because we
bottles.
went to Fat Tuesdays too before, so
Yeah.
we refilled those up.
That margarita was gigantic.
It was.
It was
huge.
so
And
funny
it was delicious,
to run into you
Yes,
guys.
it was.
as
Yeah.
best as I can
We were
recall.
having a great time.
That was
I
the
think.
most I drank in probably a decade.
Yeah.
I'm not typically a drinker, and that was fun.
Well, that was international too, so it doesn't count.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. No calories either.
International
made it-
waters, you know.
How I made
Monkeys
it
can have
back.
night fights, whatever you want to do.
That's right.
I don't know how I made it back on the boat. I was.
I don't
Well, we're all there
remember
with you.
getting back
We're
on
not
the
gonna leave
boat,
a
so
man
I'm
behind.
glad that we were all there together because
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, like that's the other thing too is also I'm not normally one too that like which is me and my wife like when we go on cruises we don't explore that. Not that we like went way off. We were still right near the pier, but it's always nice to have a group of people. That's even also I was saying about the shut up and dance. It's nice when you have a group of people, or even like when you go to a wedding, you'll dance more because if it's like you know the people there, you know, same kind of thing.
You know, I'm not the only person that doesn't know how to dance, so we'll all just not dance.
Oh no, I know I can't dance.
So yeah,
That's the reason why I did cross country. I lack speed, coordination, balance. and I don't like things flying at me like ball-shaped objects.
Yeah. That's
My
a whole other
cousin-
podcast.
My
But the one
Cozumel
thing I
is
do have though is
Oh.
endurance. So I've said before that I may suck at running, but I suck for an incredibly long period of time.
We'll ask your wife about that.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Don?
unlike all of you guys. I didn't drink while I was on Cozumel at all.
Yes.
We went to a cenote, and we just took a cab around Cozumel. Basically, we went to like the other side of the island, and I ate octopus and stuff
Nice.
over there. It was really good.
You
It's the
went with
first time
Joey,
I've ever
right?
had it, so it was really fun. Just exploring the island, not on a cruise ship like tour, and
Mhm.
also just going off in random places that the cabbie was taking us and paying for him for the day. So that was really fun, but I didn't drink at all. We drank coconut milk. Or coconut water and a coconut.
Well, taking that cab all over the place that day and making it back alive is probably a testament to your endurance as well, too. You know,
I, wouldn't
I
have
think-
done
our thing was we don't want anybody in our group to get trafficked.
I think
Right.
the port,
You
because
want
it's
to be
a
taken.
because it's a cab off of the port.
Yeah.
Like they contract with them. They're not going to let us get taken.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think it's a lot safer than most people think or are used to.
Mhm.
What was the best food moment for you? What was your favorite food you had the whole time? I'm not gonna lie, mine was that pizza every night. I ate so much pizza.
the nachos in Cozumel were amazing.
Well, and again, yes, off the ship, the nachos and the ceviche at Al Chile,
Yeah, for sure.
exquisite. But on the ship, pizza was my go-to.
I liked the fancy dinner that we had.
Yeah, that was good too. Yeah, the fancy dinner night was awesome.
Did that pizza taste like school lunch pizza to you?
I mean, it looked like school lunch pizza.
It tasted
Yeah, I think
exactly like.
I think it added to the nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
It literally took me all the way back.
They
to
should have just had it in rectangles opposed to triangles.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
pizza
I'm not a
was-
picky eater. Like I kept saying, I'm like everything's amazing, but my wife's like, you're drunk.
Aw.
She's like everything's, but I'm like
I mean,
exact
I-
opposite of picky. I'll eat. I'm the one who'll just eat. I'll eat anything. So
I honestly
I like it.
somehow made all kinds of really great food choices. I ate a lot of salad.
Oh,
I know it's
nice.
crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't eat any pasta while I was there. I did eat 2 pieces of pizza, I think, but I also worked out on the ship, just FYI.
I did not.
Did you see Ethan Spilea at the gym? That was my only reason I was
No,
thinking of going.
I really
'Cause I
was
heard he's, like,
hoping
there
I
all the
would.
time.
There were
Okay.
3 guys in there who were definitely taking up more space than they needed to. I had to go grab barbells and hide in a separate section of the workout room so that I could actually do my lifting. Because one guy was taking 2 benches in the free weight section, and he was taking up the whole space in between them. There was no way I was going to be able. So I just grabbed 2 dumbbells and went in
That does
my
not
corner.
sound like a Kevin Smith fan.
I don't think he was. No. So, yeah, got a workout in. I ate healthy for most of the trip. And then Curtis gave me a snack when we got back from Cozumel, and I went to bed
Yes.
early that night.
Yes, that was very funny. Yeah, I do have a special card that helps me to get these magical gummies. And I did sneak a few on board. But yeah, it was very funny because Tammy, like, I lost her in the shuffle, then I found her again. I don't remember what event we were at. But she was like, "How are you doing, Tammy?" We didn't get to sit next to each other. She's like, "I'm doing fine."
It was at the script reading that I was enthralled
reading, yeah.
with. Yes. And then everybody said, "We're going to go do this or we're going to go do that." And I was like, "I'll see you there." And I went to bed. It was probably the best decision I made.
That's awesome.
It was also pajama night, so I was already in my pajamas.
Hey,
So it was perfect.
perfect. Absolutely perfect. I think I told some of you while we were on the ship that I had been on that same ship 2 weeks prior on the Nate Land cruise, Nate Bargatze. And the comedy was funny. The entertainment was good. The people were duds. I mean, it is.
The fans, you mean?
Do what?
Do you mean the fans who attended? You mean were duds?
Yeah, they're just they like Nate, but they don't have the connection that we have in the Kevin Smith universe, and I just think that makes it all so much better. It just makes it so much better anytime you're at one of these events. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed because I was hoping the Nate cruise was going to be kind of like the first Kevin Smith cruise, where you know maybe we don't know a lot of people, but we'll all get to know each other, and everybody will be happy and fun. And no,
I think the only way that's going to happen is if all of us go on a different cruise
Yeah.
together.
Exactly. Yeah.
probably what's going to
Which
happen.
I'm up
Don't do
for.
another View
Let's
Askew
do
cruise.
it.
We'll have to just find some other one to go on together.
Yes.
I just booked Shipwrecked. Like, you guys could come on Shipwrecked with me.
I've got more cruises planned this year than I know what to do with. I'm gonna have to tap the brakes. I've got 5 more planned already
Oh
this
my-
year. I know we're running out of time. We're just running out of time.
But Nate Bargatze doesn't have a fandom like Kevin has.
No,
No,
I don't
no,
think
no.
so.
No.
Well, also, he hasn't been around as long as the other thing. Or, I mean, he hasn't been as popular as long, I'm
Right.
saying. Where,
Right.
like, literally, Kevin's been around since the 90s, so he has people, just like if they did, like, a John Hughes cruise, it'd be the same thing, too. Everybody's seen Breakfast Club. Most
Right.
people have seen at least one of these movies, and so that's why. I didn't mean to overtalk you there, Vinny.
Oh no,
you're good.
But,
you know,
yeah, it's definitely a different kind of thing, I think, where that's more individualized.
I think it was also cool that we were seeing second and third generation fans on the cruise. I mean, we had there were several events where there were 10, 11-year-olds in there quoting freaking Chasing Amy. I mean,
Alex, the same as
Alex.
Alex.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember him from the first cruise too.
Yeah, and as horrible a parent as I am, I didn't even introduce my daughter to the fandom until high school.
I gave that kid a condom. Without context, everyone who watches this is going to think I'm super weird. But yeah, I
mean, they were branded.
You're going to end up in some aisles somewhere.
They were comedy condoms. Just for
Clip it.
everybody who doesn't know. Yeah.
Clip it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to play a quick lightning round.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say the question, and then we'll just start with Vinny. Go to Curtis, Jen, Tammy, Dawn. Fast as you can. Give me your answer. You guys ready? Everybody unmuted?
Yeah, let's do it.
Got it.
Okay. Best movie in the Askewniverse. Go.
Red State. Oh, that's not View
That's not
Askewniverse.
the
I'm the
Askewniverse.
dumbass.
Yeah. Oh, all
We'll
right.
count it. We'll let it count. We'll let it count.
First two, View Askewniverse.
Curtis.
Best movie? Clerks.
Clerks. Jen.
Reboot, because my friends and I are in it.
Love it.
Oh, cool.
Tammy.
I always tell people out loud that it's Chasing Amy, but really it's Strike Back.
Agreed.
No?
I like them all, as you can see in my office.
Yes.
I have to go with Strike Back. That's
Okay. Dogma's my favorite out of all of them. Some of you may or may not know I'm a former Southern Baptist preacher, and
That
So-
explains so much. The former part explains everything.
yes, and I'm like,
But it's one of those things too. It's like hard to choose, you know.
yeah. All right. Another lightning round. We'll start with Dawn and go up the row this time. Jay or Silent Bob?
Jay. It's Jay.
Tammy?
Silent Bob.
Jen?
Silent Bob. Jay would be too annoying for me.
Curtis?
To hang out with? Yeah, it'd probably be Jay. Just in general. Well, I like both of them. I think it's
Quick
it would
answers.
be Jay, because I need someone who could keep up with my conversation. Silent Bob maybe
Clearly.
too, because I don't ever shut up myself.
Gotcha. Vinny?
I mean, Jay. Absolutely. Dude's a blast.
Silent Bob's my guy.
Yeah.
Silent Bob's my guy. Okay, let's see. We got time for one other. This will be a good one. We'll start with Vincent. Give me a View Askew quote. Go.
Oh, shit.
It's on my fucking arm. A woman's body is her own fucking business.
Curtis.
Word.
Kids back on the escalator.
Dawn.
Oh, it goes to me. Oh no. I just go with like Snoochie Boochies.
Tammy.
What the fuck is the internet?
Jen.
Boo boo kitty fuck.
Oh,
And mine is I love the smell of commerce in the morning. It goes back to my old mall rat stuff. I've got my Creeperama mall rat shirt on that I got on the cruise.
Oh, I got one too.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Those were awesome. Those were awesome.
Which, by the way, mentioning mall rats in quotes, I give Brian O'Halloran a condom where on the front of the condom, there was a picture as a meme of him from Mallrats. And it says, well, did he come? Or did you come? Or what? And he showed that to his wife. That was another moment. It was fucking great.
Yeah, I sent you those pictures because I was there. I was just snapping, and I got like the reaction, literally looking and then like laughing. It was kind of cool. You could do a little flip show with them.
That is so awesome, guys. I told y'all we'd land this at about an hour, so we're going to do that. I appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your fun times with us. Sure, we'll get together and do something like this again soon. I've got to say, I feel like we got on the boat with a couple of fictional store clerks, and somehow we left with so many good stories, so many memories, so many fun times that it'll be something we'll be able to talk to our grandkids about, and maybe even our great grandkids if we live that long. I don't know. Any final thoughts before we go? Anybody?
I hope we can do it again.
We will.
If it's not Cruise Askew, I mean, at least for us, we'll find a way to do something else.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
We may just every 3 or 4 months we'll hop on and talk about a movie or something. We'll figure something out where we can get some lots of View Askewniverse stuff in there.
Yeah.
Again, thank you all so much for hopping on. That's it, kids, for this episode of People, Places, and Things with Skip Nichols. If you enjoyed the conversation, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, share the show with someone who loves good discussion, Jay and Silent Bob, cruising, whatever, and give them a little curiosity in their week. You can follow along for updates, new episodes, and behind-the-scenes content. My apologies to Kevin Smith. We ran long, so we couldn't have him on tonight. We'll invite him back soon. Until next time, stay curious. Enjoy the things you love. We'll talk again soon about People, Places, and Things. People, Places, and Things is a Professor Skip production.